Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It is Charlotte here and it is going to be a Medieval Mirage day. I have kind of been working on this off and on. It really is incredible. It's coming together better than I ever could have asked for. It's got two signatures. The first signature has all its pockets. It's not been decorated, but it's got all the pockets and ephemera in it that it is going to have. And then I am beginning on the second signature, if I can find it. Where are you? Second signature. Okay, here we go. Second signature. And I thought, let's turn the camera on. Let's just chat. And you can kind of stay with me while I'm doing my thing here. And let me get my phone and see what time it is so I'll know. Okay. So I won't keep you forever and ever. So I did a little bit of organizing of what I wanted to do. And so this is the start. Don't you just love, look at how she peeks out of there. Just so cute. I wanted to make, I've got this paper, this scrapbook paper. It's kind of the weight is kind of between a cardstock and scrapbook paper. It's a little bit heavier than that. But I wanted to do a corner pocket, and it's maps. So I thought that's kind of a neat thing. So I know I am going to have to distress this because that's not been done. And I usually don't, but I think I'm going to take a little divot out of the corner pocket just because it's not something that I normally do. It's not something that I typically see, but I just think that way it kind of screams, yes, I'm a pocket. And it's something that's just, I think will catch the eye. It's just a little bit different. So it is cold here today, nowhere like the East Coast. The sun is shining and the sky has just kind of got some white wispy clouds, but it's chilly. So I hope everyone watching me today is doing well and you're not caught up in that, just that disaster of weather. So yeah, I think we'll put this here. We might put lace at the bottom. I will come back later when I've got all my pockets and tucks or whatever I'm putting in here. I will come back later, and the last thing we're going to do is decorate, put our florals, our charms, that sort of thing in here. So my mom's place is closed down. I can go see her for 30 minutes, but I have to see her outside on their patio. And hopefully later on this week they'll reopen, but they had an active case. There's two buildings, and she's in the south building. I think it was the north building. There were 3 active cases with the staff and 1 with a resident. So they just, of course, don't want any of the residents to leave, and they don't want you to be inside the building. So they said you can visit her for 30 minutes, masks on, outside on the patio. Well, she's 94. I'm not having her outside. It's too cold. And I told them, I said, you know, I really think it's a little bit cold for that. And they agreed, but I'm like, no. You know, my mother is at the point now where 5 minutes ago she doesn't remember what happened. So she's fine. She doesn't know that I haven't been there in a week, so she'll be okay. I was thinking, because this is, I love the green. The reason I chose this is because when this is opened like that, do you see this beautiful, beautiful kind of limey green? I just thought it carries the eye. You've got a little bit of green here, but when you open it like this, it carries the eye over. And so I wanted the green, but this is pretty plain. And I was thinking, obviously I could do something horizontally, but I just thought this might be pretty. So I could, if I wanted to, we could make this a tag. And as I'm looking at this, my mind is thinking, you know what? If I don't make it a tag, if I completely glue this down, I've lost that ability. I am just going to glue the top and the bottom and leave the option open. I think that probably would be the better thing to do, is leave the option open to have this as a tag if you want it. Or it, you know, a little like a inverted belly band. Not really a tag. Leave the option open for a tag with a belly band. I think that might be the way to go. And then we can always do that if we want it. And so I'm wondering, do I want some lace on this? I've got a lot of white on this page, and when you're looking at it like this, I don't think I've used much of this lace on here. That would be really pretty, wouldn't it? Let's go ahead and add this. And if I add it low enough, it's not going to keep anything off of that belly band, and I think that's just going to be really pretty. So let's get out the Fabrifix and let's add this to the page. So I'm going to turn this. I might be off camera here real quick. Won't be for long, but I might be as I put this glue on and get this lace on here. And I think it needs it. There's a lot of green and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think that this will add something. Turn this back around. And did I get the glue all the way to the end? I'm pretty sure that I did. Make sure I didn't get it on this side, and I didn't. And I have been adding, there's 3 different patterns of napkin that I have been adding to this book. And now that I'm looking at this, because I wanted this on the other side, now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering, no, it really fights. So I'm going to say no napkin here. But I did, when you flip this over, want to put some napkin on this page. The question then becomes, where do we want the napkin? And which way do we want the napkin to go? So I think I want it there. But when this is closed, you'll see a little bit of it. But I think, yeah, let's put the napkin up there like that. So I need the glue stick. And as I'm looking at this, my mind is thinking, oh, maybe this would be really cute on there like that, and it could be a pocket. So, yeah, let's look at that. Let's get this down first. And then look at that. Your brain just jumps all over the place. And somebody contacted me. They're interested in one of the little books, the little fabric books in a bag. So I am going to have to stay on that and not put that on the back burner for long. So that's always nice to hear. Okay. Where are we here? See if I can do it like this. So I hope everybody is doing really well. Get your napkins out, guys. Really, get your napkins out. My brain has already started to go. What is going to be the index card this week? And we'll see. You no sooner get one idea, and it's the way time goes, it's time to be thinking of the next. So I do have an idea. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, did I get it all down? I think so. I think we're good there. We might come back and put a little bit of gold around some of the edges of the paper. I think especially the pages that have this napkin, because it's just, it looks like if we had a little gold trim, you know, kind of screams for it. And then I have these oversized tags, and this tag would go off the page, but it would fit, and we could have a really nice dangle. Or I could cut it down just a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it down. I don't want it in the signature, so I think I'm going to get my paper cutter, my trimmer, and I'm going to trim the tag down just a little bit, and then I think we're going to do that. But the tag is plain, and we don't want that. So we have to do something with the tag. So let's go ahead and, of course, now we have to get the ink out. And I'm thinking maybe we should collage this tag. And I'd rather collage it before I glue it down. So it just would make it easier. That'll give us a pocket. And okay, let's put this away for a second. and see what we want to do. I was getting ready to go to the post office to mail the index card and the other little journal in a bag. And my husband said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I need to get this in the mail." And he said, "It's a holiday. There's no post office. It's a holiday." I'm like, "Well, I could slip it in the slot because it's got the postage on it." But he's like, "Charlotte, it's a holiday." I'm like, I forgot. And I'm kind of looking at my pages as I'm thinking about this. Some of my Medieval Mirage pages and what would be really pretty. I could put a tiny bit of this on here, which I think would look good. It would match what's going on that page. All right, one thing at a time. Charlotte, focus. Just focus. Let's go ahead and use some of this. See if I can get the ply off of here without having to get the tape out. Had pretty good luck with that. I tell you, these napkins, Tuesday morning is where I get these. This one was gifted, but this particular pattern is just so perfect for Medieval Mirage. It's just goes with, it seems like, everything. And I also should pull out my kind of bohemian, I love the word bohemian, my scraps of fabric with all the trims. Because they would be beautiful in this book. But I'll show you, I have to be very, very careful because I'm filling this up. It doesn't have any of the tags in it yet, but because of all the pockets, I've just really have left very few, if no, plain pages. And so we're getting very thick. And so on this second signature, I need to be careful about what I'm doing, or she's not going to want to close. And I can't recall if we made pages and put them in the envelopes. I think there are, what, 8 or 9 envelopes on the very front, and then the back and the back and the front have, I think, large pockets, 2 large pockets each. So, oh my goodness, yes. You can just imagine. It has the potential to be very large and just so beautiful. So once again, I was looking at this. Let's see what we have with this. I like the greens together. I think that would make a really pretty tag. So let's tear this, and then we're going to have to get some papers. I might have some papers from when I did the Margaret Miller, or the Marguerite Miller. So let me pull those. I have found that I think most every kit that Jarf creates, you can easily mix them. everything goes together really well. But I know I do want this distressed. By the time I'm done with this, look at how beautiful the patina is. Probably should cut it up into some kind of tags or something. This is what it did look like. Look at that. It's just really burnt almost. Burnt looking. So, let's see. A little bit white. Just tone it down just a little bit. And let's see what we've got. This is what I had used. So let's see. Maybe we can apply, not the blues. There's no blue in this at all, so that's out. But let's see. Let's see what we can do here. I really like this, but let's see if we put this together. I think it's really pretty. So I think I'm going to do that. Pull this in just a little bit so our napkin shows. And let's see what we've got. Pull it in a little bit more. So we've got that color. Yeah, okay. We're going to stress this just a little bit. Glue this down. I need to order some more glue. I keep forgetting. So I better do that or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, get this here. Like that. Cut this off because this will be a pocket. We do want the hole, so we do need to, we cannot forget about that, because I do want to hang something off of it. All right, then maybe, let's save that. That's a really yummy piece. I don't really have to put anything, I don't think. I could just leave this. Let's see if let's check this out. Do we have glare? Probably. Put that there. And let me just distress this so I get a better idea of how this is going to look. We put that there. No, we really don't need it. Let's go ahead and use it because we have it. I should have put this, I wish I had put this down before I put the napkin down, because I would have rather had the napkin overlap this than this overlap the napkin, because I like those edges. But I think it's beautiful anyway. So I think we're okay. Oh, what a pretty tag that is. Look at that. Okay, so I know we need this to be darker. Go around the edges. Darken this up. Especially up here. And I'm not going to use an eyelet. Excuse my reach. I'm not using an eyelet. I don't need this. I think I can use the regular hole punch, because I just don't want that thickness. And I think we're going to be good without it. I could put a reinforcer on there. So maybe we should do that. Let me go ahead and I'm going to just take and just distress this like that, but I'll be off camera. But let's just darken it up so it looks like that. See that? And then we'll put, we don't need a reinforcer on the back because we have one already on this tag, but we didn't have one on the front. And then I like to put just a little bit of glue just to make sure. And of course, here we go again. Never without fail. You can always count on it, can't you? Just a little bit of glue. There we go. Here it comes. Just around there like that. I know I should cap that off as soon as I'm done, but just like that. It doesn't take away from anything. And then I am going to glue this. My page over here. Get a new page. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't think I've ever done a Medieval Mirage project that I didn't absolutely love. The papers are just too beautiful. It's impossible to do that. I just think it is impossible. And I have some napkin coming up here. So let's get that down. And I thought about taking a little divot out of here. Do I need to? I don't know. Let's look at how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Where's my book? Let's see what we've got. Move this once again. And we are not there. We are here. I need one of those things that weights a page down. We want to make sure what is on the other side, because now we're going to see that. We don't want to see that, do we? We have to think about that, because this is going to come out and you're going to see that, and that's not going to work. So if I put, yeah, that's what we need to do. We need some napkin on this side. One thing always leads to 10 more. Not always, but you know what I mean. So let's take a piece of, I want predominantly green, because I used that map piece on that side. So let's get this on there. we will go just like that. I hope I can get this up without ripping it all. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's all just part of it. We are glued. And yeah, I think that works well just by folding this over, and we will cut this off. And I will not clip that until it is dried, because the napkin right now, it's just way too, it's wet with the glue and way too sensitive. So I will come back and punch that hole, but let's look at this, because I think you're gonna really like what you see. I hope you do anyway. So here would have been this page. And so what we're going to see is going to be that. That looks way better, doesn't it? Way better than just a standard tag. So we are going to glue this here, making sure that I know where my hole is here. Just be really careful. And I will trim that off. Might be able to just manipulate it. No, I'll have to cut it. I don't want to take a chance and tear it, but at least I know where this is going to go. So I think what I'm going to do is, with the tag, I'm going to come down this way. Like that. And then on the tag, I know I'm coming down here, this side. Make sure I've got the bottom. And come across the bottom. And catch it like that. Okay. So I'm more worried about this than I am the other end, making sure that my hole is cleared, because we'll put some kind of a really cool charm, something like that on there. So let's, and see, I missed the mark. There we go. So let's push down on this side. I think it's easier, because I'm not having to deal with the curve of the spine and the papers. So that's what that will look like, but I will come back in and I will punch that out so it'll have a nice clean opening. Might be dry, but yeah, I'll just make sure that that's completely dry, and I'll come and punch that out. And then that page has a great spot for tags. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness. This definitely needs some gold. So we will gold this up a little bit. Then we have a vintage music paper. We have a piece of graph paper, beautiful piece of the kit here. And I was gifted a while back. I think I may have bought this off of Etsy. I may have purchased some of these. It's kind of a heavier I don't really know what this is. It's a heavier paper. It's not like your typical copy paper. This is heavier, and it came with this beautiful design. I did not want to cover that up. I mean, if you're going to cut, what's the point then of having the design to me if you're going to cover it up? And you can obviously tell this is the darker side. That's the back side. So what I did is I went in and I took a piece of matte paper. And the matte paper I enjoy using because it's a different era, and so I just think it's kind of cool. I took a 10 by 10 and I took my my envelope maker. We Are Memory Keepers, I think, is what I used. Which was this right here. Yeah. And I went ahead and followed the instructions and created an envelope. And I've not done anything with the envelope because I wanted you to see it. So we're going to put the envelope together. Might as well do that right now. So I will take and put the glue down. Follow this line here. I could leave it open and just let, this will be going for sale in my shop, and just let the new owner create the envelope if they want an envelope. But I want to do a couple things to it, so I thought let's just do it. And then what this will do is I will use the flap to go over that page so that we're not losing that page. And then I've got to distress this. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put a little bit of napkin work on this. And we are going to put those pages from the kit on this as well. So we just need to, and I'm not real fussy about this. It's not, this probably would have been really pretty if it had been tea or coffee dyed, but I didn't tea or coffee dye any of the kit pages. Sometimes, well, it all depends on you and what you like and what you're going for, but sometimes with Medieval Mirage, I like the look of the pages when they're white. And like, for instance, this, I really like the look of it, white, and then I'll go ahead and distress it with the ink instead of coffee dyed. They're just crisper, and I prefer that. And so that really is the only reason why I haven't done that. And I've been doing that with Artie Mays as well. And as much as I love the vintage look, and it is my favorite, sometimes I don't like the way that they look after they're coffee tea dyed, and I don't want to iron them, and so that's why. All right, so we've got this, and what I want to do is put this way and then fold it over so it shows on the other side. So let's do that. Hopefully I'm on camera and you can see. So I'm taking the 1 ply of the red, and I chose red because it's got the gold. There's vintage in here, and I don't know if you can see that, but you've got a tiny little bit of gold here and there, and so I just thought this would be really pretty. And we might put some gold on here as well. I didn't use gold in the first signature. I've not pulled it out. It's something that we are going to do through the decorating phase, but I'm going to have to be careful because it needs to dry. It's the Hobby Lobby Precious Metals is what I like to use. So I'm going to fold this over, and this is going to come down here on the back so that when you flip it over, you're going to see it. just like that. And I'm also going to be putting a wax seal on this. Probably a gold wax seal. There is an envelope in the first signature, and I did use a wax seal on that. And if you tear your napkin, it is not a problem. So don't worry about that. So there's that piece there. And then when you flip it over, you've got this pretty piece right here. I don't think using napkins ever gets old. Look at how pretty that is. It's just really pretty. Okay, and then I wanted to put just a touch over on this side, just the littlest bit. So let's do that. Just kind of to draw the eye over so it's just not in one place. Put it down like that and flip it over. And I'm sorry it went quiet there. Apologize for that. That's what happens when you start to think. Just want to make sure that we get this down. That we've got enough glue. Just kind of tear that off, and it tore a bigger chunk off than I thought. But as you can see, that's all right. So we've got this on. And there we go. It's just pretty, pretty, pretty. Then Jarf always sends all these stamps, which are so cool. So we are going to glue a stamp. And then we may, when we decorate this, get our stamp set out and cancel this stamp. We'll see. We can. Put the postage against it and cancel it. And then I cut this little piece out here. Now, obviously, it doesn't have an address, but it kind of acts as an address, and that's what I wanted. So I want to put this there. And I just think it's just kind of elegant looking. So we're going to place that right on there like that. And it's a little bit white. So let's just tone it down just a little bit. And there's our envelope, all except for our seal. There is our envelope. So let's see how that is going to look in our book. And I think we've been on almost an hour, so we've got this page, and then this really still needs to dry, but it will go this way so that, look how pretty this is going to be. Really, really pretty. And that looks good. I kind of wanted to take into account the yellow with this, and then you've got this little bit of red down here that pulls through the napkin. And then this is where we can use, I'm going to leave it out to dry, but this is where we can use a really pretty paper clip. So I'm going to leave this out because it still is wet. And then we have this page here, and then I had cut a beautiful piece of this lace. I was thinking we need a little bit of lace here, so I could do a belly band or I could do a pocket, and I think I am going to do the pocket. So we've got the lace at the bottom kind of peeking out. I'm going to have to trim this, but I will not throw it away. But let's trim this. That is a cute piece that can be used for just about anything. So that's going to go in my Carolyn Shanks basket that I love. And then I think too what I'm going to do is I am going to leave the flower whole, but I am going to cut off this lace, and I will save it as well and use it for something. So we will put this on there and then call this video done. And then I think I will go back to doing a little bit of work on my fabric journals, my little mini fabric journals. The pressure is on. We need to get this done because we need to start. I've got William Morris pages to work with. So, and I need to be thinking too about my next project. So we've got a great pocket here. And let's get our glue and get this down. Being ever so careful with our, let me get a baby wipe, being really, really careful with our signature center because we don't want to get it so thick that it doesn't want to close. And I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about with that. So that looks good. And then we'll get this side done. Make sure I get my pocket tight enough that it's going to hold whatever we're going to put in there. And make sure that I don't have glue on the page behind, because I've been known to do that once in a while. So I think we're good. Put a couple clamps on that. I'm looking around thinking I've got such a mess. I'm like, where are the clamps? This will work. Just make sure this stays put where we want it. And then I'll show you the thickness. You'll see what I mean, guys. I think we got to where I needed to be. We've got this left to do. Oh, this is what I mean when I talk about, see, you've got a nice pocket there and a huge pocket right there and one in the front as well. You've got your pocket here and your pocket here. But when you close this, now I do have the clamp in there and that makes a big difference. But we're getting full. You can see that. Oh, it's just so beautiful though. I think we probably can put that envelope in here. I was going to go right here like this. Just like that. Ever so pretty. There we go. Let this dry. Okay, guys, that is it for this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay warm, and thank you so much. Bye, guys.